Hi, this is Claire again, and as always I've already drawn the cards in the German version of the video. We are talking about it now in English, and today we are using the ASS or ASS as you would say in English, Altenburger Lenormand deck. It's not the most it's not the most artificial or artistic, let's say artistic, the most artistic deck. It's more like a little bit like a comic somehow, but I quite like it. I like it very much. I don't know why. There are many decks out there that are more elaborated, I think you say in English, but to me it is very appealing that the colors are strong. It is like the Roaring 20s, the motifs sometimes. I don't know from which time it is exactly, and especially when you are reading the Grand Tableau, the great table or big table as we call it in German, with many cards, then this almost like a graphic style of the cards is very helpful to see the symbols very clear. Sometimes you have very artistic decks and they are very beautiful to the eye, but in reading they are difficult because there are so many layers of meanings and the motifs are so elaborated that you don't see the symbol just at the first sight, and then things become a little bit difficult. So this is a deck that I like very much, one of my favorites. It is simple, it's not too artistic. Here you have like Bauhaus with a house, bold colors, strong motifs. I really like it, and yes, everyone has its own taste, of course, but I wanted to show you these cards too. And here are the cards for the week, and you see they are like sweet and sour a little bit. This is the sour section and this is the sweet section. But as always, we will have a look at the cards themselves and then in relation to each other. So first of all, we have the flowers, and the flowers are the typical card of light-hearted things. They are the card of talking, of nice chats with friends. They are the invitation card. This is a very big, I know there are sometimes little differences in English approach, I think, to the German approach. So maybe there are different teachers, they have different experience with the cards, and many people or some people of them, they get really influential and their books and so on. So I have really seen that sometimes the card is viewed a little bit different, and this is very exciting. I think this is very beautiful. So many relationships towards the card. This always adds richness to the experience of reading them. So let's get back to the flowers. This is the nice moments in life. Yeah, this is when you chat with a friend. It can be via telephone, it can be on the internet, it can be live, so to say, and you have a nice experience. Sometimes it's also about gossiping, but in a nice way. It's just, oh, have you heard this and have you heard that, but it's without wanting to hurt anyone or to talk bad about anyone. It's just this nice chit chat you sometimes have in life, and it's beautiful. So also another layer is around everything natural, around everything herbal. So when it's around your well-being, this week is a topic maybe, then rely on herbs, rely on botanical oils. You could, for example, do aromatherapy. You could drink your favorite herbal tea. You could go out also in nature, have a nice walk. Here in Germany, autumn is beginning. The leaves are turning yellow, so a very nice time is coming. And yes, this is also an aspect of this card, enjoying nature. In any way, you could go for a walk in the woods, you could go in a park in your city when you're living in a town. So this can be quite different, but the general energy of the card is always light-hearted, it is joyful, and it is many different, lovely little different things, like these flowers are different. Yeah, and also the classical keyword is invitations. But it can be any way today, of course, with social media and so on. Any way you meet a person and have a good time. Yeah. So the second card is a book, and the book is a classical card of secrets. The book is closed, and I know in some decks it is open, so this can be a little bit difficult. How should I see it? But the classical meaning is a closed book, so to say. You don't know everything, as a classical meaning of this card. But also modern readers have added new layers of meaning to this card, so it can be also about learning, of course. It can also be like an invitation. Please open a new chapter in your life. Yes, go for the next level, have a good time, really approach something different, something new, something more elevated somehow. Yeah, so it is about growing, it is about learning, it is about studying, it is about learning more about the fields you are already good in, so to say, getting to know more, even more, practicing everything. It is a very nice book, so to say, in modern reading too. And the third card we have is the Mountain. The Mountain card is difficult. We don't have to sugarcoat this, because it is always either going around or going upstairs and reaching the goal, but it is very exhausting. Yeah, and classical meaning of this card is hindrance, or something blocks your way. And the classical meaning, yes, it is, of course it is right, this is a mountain and he blocks the way. But in modern reading we have another approach. We want to see what we can do about it. And here, this is a card that has much to do with choices, conscious choices. It is, do I really want to go upstairs, and do I want to invest all this power and all my energy, or do I want to just go around and leave that, and maybe I will come to it back later. Yeah, so this is really about evaluating your energy level, your resources, the people that might be helping you or might be not helping you actively or not actively. Yes, it is about having a close look at what is at hand to do this, yeah, first, and then to decide, will I do it or is it not so good this time? Because it's really important. Nowadays we are often jumping into situations and we are very driven and life is very fast, so it's easy to jump into things that are not right now. Yeah, that would be better solved or approached later. So this is really about evaluating your resources in any given area. But this is difficult. We have the book here, and these cards relate to each other. You read the cards from left to right, like written words, so to say. At least I do it like that. And when you have the book, some things are not open. They are not, you can't see them. It's not an open book, so to say. It is hidden. And this is difficult because in this situation, things get blocked. Things get, there is a hindrance, there is something in your way, like an opposition or something like that. And you don't know why, because the book is closed. So these are situations that can be really frustrating when you are thinking like, I did so much, I invested so much, I did everything right. What is wrong with this situation? Why is it not evolving? Yeah, and this can really drive you crazy sometimes in life, because you have this, we say it blind spot in German, when you simply don't see, you don't see it. You cannot see it. It is like the blind spot, so to say. You are looking and you are really having a close look, but it is hidden from your eyes. It will be revealed later maybe. Yeah, and this is important to see, that you don't push yourself too much. Yeah, because some things are blocked now, they are closed now, they are not available to you, or you simply don't know. This is like hidden knowledge in the book, and this makes it difficult to go over this hill, to climb this mountain, and sometimes it's better to get around it. So this is a little indication. If things are not totally clear, avoid them when it's possible. Do later what can be done later, because it's not so open right now, and you maybe would put all your efforts and your energy into something that won't turn out the way you hoped for right now. Yeah, so this is really a card. These are two cards about conscious decisions, but although being a little bit unconscious with the book, just because it is not available to you right now. So this is really about being careful and having a good look at your energies. And when something is not clear and you have this feeling, I don't see the whole picture here, something is hidden, then be careful. And I would suggest not to jump on this mountain too fast, and to have a second look. Sometimes these cards also refer to things or like problems that you are doing so much about and you are really trying to solve, and then 2 weeks later they disappear just by themselves, and you say like, why did I do all of this? And it was so easy, and it is now gone by itself, and I put so much time and effort in it, and wow, now it's gone. So this is a typical situation. There is a saying like 80% of all problems solve themselves. Yeah, in German we have this. I think in English you have similar things too. I think this was Dale Carnegie. I don't know how the book is called in English. In German it's like "Don't worry, live," if you would translate the title. This was one of the first self-help gurus, and I think you know him. And when I read in those days, back in those days, it's quite a long time ago, but when I read in his book, well, 80% of the problems solve themselves, this was like a revelation to me. Yeah, because it's true. Often, of course, we have to do something and we have to push in life a little bit, we have. But these are cards that are so close to this, what he said. Yeah, so be careful not to push too hard when you have this feeling of I don't see the whole picture here. Something is hidden, I don't know why, but now it's not going on as I have planned it. We will see in the cards of the next weeks if the energy will be more will loosen up and will be lighter, and then it would be better. But we have some light energy, so this is really what I call sweet and sour cards. This is the sweetness. Please relate to your loved ones. This is not about talking to persons who suck your energy out of you, like energy vampires. We call this in German. I think you call it in English too, like that. Energy vampires, or people who are you talk to them, but afterwards you feel exhausted. There is something like you have to regenerate after talking to them. It's like, oh, my battery is low. Why that? I just talked to this person. Sometimes it's really unbelievable how fast some people can suck the energy from you. They are not even talking about problems or something that would put your spirit low, so to say. But yes, they are just draining. Just being in the room with them can be draining. So have a look at this. It has to be cheerful, it has to be joyful, lighthearted, maybe a little bit of gossip, but in a friendly way, and something that just, yes, it's good for the heart. It's good for to see the fullness of life and everything around it. So also about gardens, about nature, about herbs, about aromatherapy, all of that. Have a good time, support yourself with Mother Nature, and yes, just be careful, don't rush into things, and this week will be a good week too. So we will see each other next week again.